Hi everyone, I'm Nolani.
And I'm Devin.
And we're interning with Education USA Mexico City this summer. Today our webinar will be about the coalition and the common applications for undergraduate applicants. So let's get started. Okay, so first off, what is Education USA? So we're a global network of advising centers from the US state, and we offer unbiased, accurate, and comprehensive information to help you make the best decision for what you want to study in the US and where you want to study. We currently have 450 centers worldwide and over in 180 countries, and we have 26 centers all throughout Mexico. So if you're not here in Mexico City, go ahead and look up the center that's closest to you. So now about the coalition and their common applications. Well, what are they? They are standardized applications that most colleges require you to submit. So not all colleges require you to submit a common app or a coalition app. So make sure that the universities that you're applying to, you check their requirements and see if they have their own application through their own website, or if they will accept either the common or coalition app. Both applications are online. You can fill out your personal information, upload anything that's relevant to your application, including your essays, extracurricular activities, media snippets, letters of recommendation. And because these applications are accepted by most universities, you only have to fill them out once. So let's look at what the application in general entails. So your application will include your actual application, your transcript, so your grades from school, your English proficiency, so that's where you would submit your TOEFL score, application fee that most universities require, your standardized admission test, so that would be your SAT, your ACT, or SAT subject test, letters of recommendation, which normally come from either advisors or counselors or teachers, your application essays. Some applications require supplemental essays, so check with the universities that interest you, and possibly a portfolio if you have some sort of artistic component that you want to include. Again, you might be applying through the school application website, depending on the university, or if they accept either the coalition application or common application, that you can find them both in the links listed here.
All right, so first let's look at the coalition application. The coalition application was formed several years ago when a group of schools were concerned about the lack of transparency in the college application process and wanted to make it easier for students from historically marginalized communities and without the financial means of accessing college advising services, make it easier for these students to be able to apply so that they could attend an American university. So this is a relatively new application platform, but despite the fact that it is only a few years old, over 150 colleges and universities accept it and are a member of the coalition. And a really nice feature about it is that you can make an account as early as 9th grade, which means that even though you'll be applying in 12th grade, your senior year of high school, you will have several years to begin to work on essays, compile letters of recommendation, or maybe pieces of artwork or media snippets or other things that you want to be sending to these universities. The coalition application also gives you 5 essay prompts to choose from, which we will go over in just a second. And you can make an account for yourself on www.mycoalition.org. So what does the coalition application include? It includes 3 main parts, that is. A virtual locker, a collaboration space, and the application portal that you'll use to actually send your application to universities. So looking at the virtual locker acts like a kind of Google Drive. And for those of you who don't use Google Drive is like a Google service that allows you to upload and organize different documents and materials and then access them whenever you have the internet. And so the virtual locker is going to function very similarly. It will allow you to upload and organize all the materials you intend to use in your application. So you can upload all of your essays, any materials that your teacher sent you that you want to send, or maybe if you're submitting like an art portfolio, you can upload all of these to the virtual locker, and then you can choose which of these documents you want to send to which schools. The collaboration platform is used by students and any collaborators like counselors, teachers, mentors, so that the student will invite these collaborators to their account, and then these collaborators can give the student feedback on their materials. And so this also allows students to connect directly with admissions counselors at coalition schools and to ask them questions. So this is a feature that is designed to help students without a lot of resources at their own high school for the college application process, by allowing them to interact with admissions counselors at these universities themselves, so that they can directly ask these admissions counselors questions, since it is ultimately these admissions counselors who decide who gets into these schools. And it also makes it easier for students to get advice from teachers and other mentors. And finally, there's the application portal. The application portal is used by students and colleges and universities. So this is where a student will choose which of the documents from their locker they want to upload to an application to a given school. And then after uploading it, they will submit this application using the portal, and then the school will be able to access it. So there are many benefits to using the coalition application. The first is that you can start as early as 9th grade. So this means that rather than getting a later start and being, stressed to write all of your essays and get all of your documents together on time, you can really be working on this for years. So it means that the application process, which is already stressful, doesn't need to be rushed. The coalition application also provides more advocates for students, because it means that more students are able to interact directly with admissions advisors at these universities, and that students can also get more advice and feedback from mentors and collaborators. It also offers free college planning and an application tool support. It also provides the possibility of qualifying for the coalition fee waiver, which can help waive some of the fees associated with the application process. And it also offers guidance in making smart college choices. So the coalition application offers 5 essay prompts that you can choose from. So what you'll do is, of these 5 prompts, you will choose one of them, you will write an essay on it, and this essay will then be sent to all of the schools that you use the coalition application to apply to. Now, some schools will require that you submit additional supplemental essays, which you can also submit through the coalition application, but these are just the prompts that would go to all of the universities you apply to. So the first one is to tell a story from your life, describing an experience that either demonstrates your character or helped to shape it. The second possible prompt is to describe a time you made a meaningful contribution to others in which the greater good was your focus. Discuss the challenges and rewards of making your contribution. The third option is, has there been a time when you had a long cherished or accepted belief challenged? How did you respond? How did the challenge affect your beliefs? Prompt 4 is, what is the hardest part of being a student now? What's the best part? What advice would you give to a younger sibling or friend, assuming they would listen to you? And prompt 5 is, submit an essay on a topic of your choice. What you want to remember with all of your essays is that while you will also be submitting transcripts, so your grades, and you'll be submitting scores, there will be many other applicants with similar grades and scores to you. And your essay is where you can really differentiate yourself and define yourself to make you a unique applicant who stands out in a very large pool. So what you want to do is show, don't tell. So you want to show these universities things about you rather than telling them. So rather than writing, I am a creative person, you might want to write about a time when you used your creativity to solve a problem or help other people. What you really want to show in these prompts is your character, your personality, what motivates you, and your creativity, because these are the things that universities care about the most. It's okay if you talk about a time when you messed up, as long as it's not something that you did that was totally immoral and you learned from it. So this is where you want to tell a story that lets the university know something very important about you. Just remember to keep it focused and to try to have fun and to write in your own voice.
So let's go through what you will see when you make a coalition application account. So here we have just a screenshot of a student's portal. You can see that they require an email, maybe an additional email, which high school you attend, and your ID number. You can see that this person included a headshot, what year they're graduating. So this will be what your account will look like. Now, so let's take a look at the kind of information that they might require to complete your profile. So on the left-hand column, you see ready to start. Those are sections that the student has not yet completed. So this person still needs to fill out their grade coursework and their college coursework. On the right-hand side, you see a column of completed information. So if you just take a glance, you'll see that you'll be including information about your high school, about your grades, about your test scores, financial aid, honors and distinctions, personal information and contact information that might include your address, ethnicity, citizen information, and so on. This is the kind of information that you will only fill out one time for this application, and this information will be automatically forwarded to every university you apply to. So sometimes a college will require additional documents. If you choose to send them outside of the coalition system, you can check the box as seen here in this example. So for example, this college, Franklin and Marshall, they require additional documents. So this person is choosing to send them outside of the coalition system, and just so that there's no confusion, is marking it with that box. So this screen is a screenshot of someone who's going through lists of colleges. So you can see with the search bar that you can search whichever colleges you're interested in applying to that will accept the coalition application. This person started to add colleges of interest, and as you can see on the right-hand side of the picture, there is a button for each university to start the application. So this is a really nicely organized list for you to see exactly which colleges you're interested in applying and whether you've started the process. Also, as you can see on the right-hand side, there's a drop-down where it says college and deadline information. So if you click on that, you will be able to see when the application deadline is, for you to make sure that you get everything in. It's a very, very strict deadline. So make sure you get everything in before the application is due. So official documents. This is just another screenshot of what your screen will look like when you're uploading documents such as your transcripts, your mid-year grades. Sometimes colleges will require you to send in a mid-year report to make sure that you're on track, plus recommendation letters. So for example, this university, the University of Chicago, they're requiring first quarter grades. So this is a way for you to request your first quarter grades from your counselor or to upload them as part of the requirements to apply to this university. Another really cool feature about the Coalition app is that there is a My Coalition Counselor page. So My Coalition Counselor isn't a real person, but it's an archive with a bunch of different resources for you to take advantage of just from making an account. So as you can see, if you need tips for building a college list or looking at deadlines and what you need to know regarding standardized tests, My Coalition Counselor is a really great way for you to explore these resources and just educate yourself before you submit your college applications. So whatever doubts you have, take a look at this page.
Next, the Common Application. So the Common Application is the most widely accepted application in the United States. So while the Coalition application is relatively new, and so far there are only 150 universities and colleges that accept it, the Common Application is the most commonly accepted application and is accepted by over 750 universities, so over 5 times the number that accept the Coalition application. You can create an account at any time, but new applications are available on August 1st of every year, meaning like new prompts and whatnot. So the Common Application was created to make it easier to apply to multiple colleges, as before there was the Common Application, most universities had their own application. So you would need to fill out your personal information and demographic information many, many times for every different school that you were applying to. With the Common Application, you just fill it out once, as with the Coalition Application, and then the website will send that to all of the universities that you choose to apply to. While the Coalition Application offers you 5 essay prompts to choose from, the Common Application offers you 7. And you can make your account at www.commonapp.org. So what exactly does the Common App include? Well, it includes a good number of things. It includes tabs for you to fill out basic information, such as year, address, interests, family, test scores, GPA, extracurriculars, and other personal information. So these are things that colleges want to know about you and which you can then send to all of the colleges to which you're applying with the press of a single button. A Common App essay is also included. So of the 7 prompts that the Common App offers you, you will choose one of them and you will write an essay for that. While the Coalition App wants your essay to be between 500 and 550 words, the Common Application gives you a bit more flexibility and will accept essays between 250 and 650 words in length. However, it is recommended with the Common Application that your word count is above 500. So with your Common App essay, it should still probably be between 500 and 650 words. So this Common App essay will be sent to all of the schools that you apply to using the Common App, and the Common App also includes means for you to organize the colleges you intend to apply to, including their specific requirements and supplemental essays. So, for example, if I'm a student and I have my Common App essay written, if I want to apply to the University of Chicago, where Noah and I are students, we will select the University of Chicago, and the Common App website will give us their prompts and a space to type our supplemental essays. So you can then do this on another document, and then you can copy and paste these supplemental essays into the Common Application and send it directly to that university. The Common Application also includes a way for you to request teacher recommendations and submit supplemental materials and information. So you can enter your teacher's contact information, and it will then send your teachers an email or something similar, and your teacher will then upload their letter of recommendation. So you don't get to see what your teacher is saying about you, because that way your teacher can actually be honest. But it doesn't, your teacher can be honest because maybe if your teacher wrote something and sent it to you and you didn't like it, you might edit it and send it in. But the Common Application ensures that that can't happen through this provision. So of the 7 prompts that the Common App offers for 2019 to 2020, they are as follows. 1, write about a background, identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful that you believe that your application would be incomplete without it. You can also write about how the lessons we take from obstacles we encounter can be fundamental to later success. Prompt 3 says to write about a time when you questioned or challenged a belief or idea. This is basically the same as one of the prompts for the Coalition Application. Prompt 4 says to describe a problem you've solved or a problem you'd like to solve. Prompt 5 says discuss an accomplishment, event, or realization that sparked a period of personal growth. Prompt 6 says to describe a topic, idea, or concept you find so engaging it makes you lose all track of time. So just something you could talk about for hours and hours and never get bored of it. And prompt 7 is to share an essay on any topic of your choice. So just like prompt 5 for the Coalition Application, this allows you more flexibility. So if there's a really strong essay that you think says a lot about you that doesn't really cleanly fit into one of the other 6 prompts, you could still trim it down to 650 words and submit it here. And once again, while you're writing about any of these, even if you're describing a topic or idea that you find engaging, remember that the subject of these essays should be you. So you want the person reading this to learn something about you from this interest. So be sure that you are putting your own personality, your own voice, and your own character into it, so that the person reading it feels like they learned more about you than about the story or topic about which you are writing.
So lastly, let's go over real quick what the Common App looks like when you make an account. This is the sign-in page for the Common Application. This is the first thing that you'll see when you click on the link. As you can see, you make an account with your email and password. Once you log in, your screen will look something like this. So like what was mentioned before, you'll have tabs up there at the top that organize all of your information. So this is a screenshot of your profile information, and very similar to the information that the Coalition application asks for. So where you live, what languages you speak, or what your native language might be, your citizenship, contact details, personal information. Once the tab is completely filled out, a green checkbox will appear, or a green check mark will appear at the right-hand side of the tab. So, for example, all of these seem to be completed except for the citizenship tab. If you take a look at the left column, the one that says Common Application and the list below it, these also, in the boxes, there will appear a green check mark when these are completed too. So this person has not yet filled out all the information, but once that green check mark appears, you'll have a better idea of how much of the application you have left to fill out. So now onto the dashboard tab. You can see a list of universities that the student is interested in applying to. You can see that some of these universities require a writing supplement, so additional essays that you have to write for them to consider your application. If you look under the writing supplement column, you'll see that there are yellow dots and there are red dashes. The red dash means that they don't require a writing supplement. The yellow dot means that it's incomplete, so you're either working on it or haven't started it yet. That's another good way for you to keep track on one screen of what you've done and what you haven't done. Similarly, under the application tab, you see, or the application column, you see that all of these applications so far have yellow dots, so the student hasn't yet completed it all. So this is a great way for you to stay organized, to list all of the applications that you want to send in and see it all in one place. So now getting a little bit more specific, let's start with the left picture. So you can see that this person is filling out an application for the University of Southern California, the one that's highlighted in red. This person needs to fill out when they want to start the school year, or if they intend to use a school-specific fee waiver for the application, and whether or not they're intending to pursue financial aid. So by clicking on one of the universities listed on the left-hand column, it'll expand and tell you exactly what extra information you have to fill out that's specific to this university. So again, this isn't the information that is considered the personal information that you filled out before. This is the information that these universities are requiring specifically. And that's, again, another great way to keep track of all of the information that you filled out. Again, those green check marks will appear if you've completed them. So this person has completed the recommenders and FERPA, but hasn't completed the questions or reviewed the application yet. So it's easy to see that way. On the right, this person only has one university added to their common application, which is Northwestern. And for example, this university is asking for general information, academic information, activities. So this is where you would expand on your extracurriculars or work experiences or anything outside of school that makes your application stronger. Okay, so looking at the dashboard, this person is looking at their progress for this university, University of Virginia. This is very similar to the slide that we looked at a few minutes ago with the list of universities that told you whether your application or your writing supplements were complete. So if you click on one of the universities on your list, it'll expand and tell you if you've completed your common application, your member questions, or if you've looked for recommenders. So make sure that while you're going through and right before you submit that none of these say incomplete. You need to fill all of these out, upload all of these. And another really good thing to note is that many times, even if these universities require you to fill out these questions separately, a lot of times they will have similar questions to each other. So in the last slide with Northwestern, they were asking about extracurricular activities. Make sure you save that in a different place, either in a Google Doc or a Word document or somewhere outside of the application so that you can keep adding the same information to the other applications if necessary. So you don't have to keep writing it out. Okay, so if you have any doubts or if you want to make an account and check it out for yourself and explore the application before you need to submit everything, we recommend that you look at the links. So for the links to the application. So for the Coalition app, you would look at mycoalition.org, and for the Common App, commonapp.org.
All right, so before we take questions, we'd just like to tell you about a few upcoming events that we think would be helpful to those of you who are tuning into this. So the first event is next week at the same time, so Tuesday, August 6th at 4 p.m. Central Time. We will be having another webinar, and this will be about undergraduate admissions essay writing. So this will go through how to write a Common App essay or a Coalition App essay, and also go through how to write different kinds of supplemental essays, and really how to dissect a prompt and figure out what a school is really looking for in a response, and how you can showcase your own strengths to make yourself come across as the strongest possible candidate and applicant to a university. So please tune in 1 week from now, and we will be having another webinar on essay writing.
Okay, so SAT practice sessions. If you live here in Mexico City or nearby, we will be hosting SAT practice sessions every Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. We still have 4 sessions left, I think. Tomorrow we'll be working on math with a calculator. So take advantage of this free resource and come in and practice your SAT skills before you take the test.
We also offer a summer conversation club, which is a great way for you to practice your English. So for those of you who live here in Mexico City or close by, please come to the Benjamin Franklin Library Mondays from 4 to 5 p.m. or Wednesdays from 11 to 12, so 11 a.m. in the morning to noon. So this is an old flyer, but know that we have another one, sorry, coming up. But know that this doesn't actually end on July 31st. This will actually continue to go on through August. There you go. Thank you so much. So we have more dates. So again, Conversation Club is every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m., every Wednesday from 11 to noon. And it will go this week, next week, the week after, until the final Conversation Club on August 21st, that Wednesday. So come if you want to practice your English, if you're preparing for the TOEFL, or if you just want to practice your English.
We'll also have a community college live stream on our Facebook page, facebook.com/educationusa. It's on August 2nd, but it's in the Mexico City time zone. So note that it'll actually be at 9 a.m. if you live in this time zone. So this will be a great way to see if community colleges are the right fit for you. Maybe you're not ready to go to a 4-year university yet. Maybe trying to save a little bit of money and get your general courses out of the way before you transfer to a 4-year university. But this will be a great way for you to find out and just learn a little bit more about the process.
We also offer information sessions. So if you're interested in undergraduate study or estudio licenciatura in the United States, please come by our office here, the Education USA office inside of the Benjamin Franklin Library here in Mexico City. We are offering info sessions that will be probably around an hour to maybe an hour and a half each. We are offering them on Tuesday, August 6th at 5 p.m., on Thursday, August 8th at 11 a.m., on Tuesday, August 27th at 11 a.m., and on Thursday, August 29th at 5 p.m. in the evening. So please come to these if you want to learn more about how to apply, about different kinds of universities and colleges, about how to find scholarships, and similar aspects of an undergraduate education.
Okay, so for a list of all of our events here in Mexico City, please refer to this link. We have a blog with all of the events coming up in the next few months. Furthermore, if you don't live in Mexico City, please look up the Education USA Center closest to you, because all of these centers have free resources to test prep or for advising, and so you're not missing out if you don't live here. Just make sure that you reach out to the center that's closest to you and see what kind of events or opportunities or practice sessions or whatever they might provide that will be beneficial to you.
And with that, we'll open it up to any questions. So we'll give you a few minutes in case you haven't typed yours yet, but just go to the sidebar next to the live stream and just type any question that you may have. Looks like we don't have any for the time being, but we'll stick around for a few more minutes. So go ahead and type any questions you may have now, and we will gladly answer them. All right, thank you everybody for joining us, and be sure to tune in again next week at the same time for our next webinar. Thank you so much.